As my old friend Ken, the court reporter, used to say, today is a good day for an afternoon. And it is. Had a nice lunch walk. It's a lot nicer here than it is in Berkeley. Happy birthday to my friend John in Flat Rock, who turned 70 today. Hello to everybody in Hollywood. Points in between. We have a landlord-tenant docket, but it's a little disjointed because we've got some dismissals right in the middle of it. And we had a discovery hearing where the party to be discovered was never served. So we have a 115, and then we don't have anything until 145 because we've got some dismissals. Got a lot to do before vacation is right. So I'll let this run for just a minute. And then we have one small claims matter at 3. So it will be all right. 90 in Minnesota. We always like when that happens. All right, looks like everybody's here and ready to go on my 115. So thank you for saying hello. Had a nice chance to talk to our new assistant prosecutor, Angelique Canfield. I think she's going to be a real credit to that office. And good work, Debbie. Hiring her. Let this run for just a minute because Meg from Legal Aid isn't here yet. No, this is a first hearing, so I guess I can get right to it. Good afternoon, Mr. Bucklin.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss Longs.
Hello.
We're going to get right to her a little early, and there's no harm in that. I appreciate everybody being here a little bit early. This is the start of our landlord-tenant docket, and the first matter is Sturgis Housing Commission versus Denise Longs. Miss Longs, can you hear me?
Yes.
Miss Longs is here. She's in the conference room. That's in case we need to set up a consultation with Legal Aid. I expect Meg Bauer from Legal Aid will be joining us in a minute. But while we're waiting, Ms. Longs, let me tell you what your rights are as a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. You may have already heard these before, but the law requires that I tell you this. You have a right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can ask legal aid or other public source to represent you. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell the court of its first appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days of today and file the jury demand form MC-22 and be prepared to pay $50 jury fee unless the judge waives your fee for the inability to pay it. If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent, you may be able to get assistance from the Department of Health and Human Services, local coordinated entry agency in our county, that's Community Action Agency, Housing Assessment and Resource Agency, that's Neighborhoods Inc., or Federal Help for Homeless Veterans if you're eligible for those types of services. We did send that information to you with the original packet. You do not need assistance to get help from the places listed above. A copy of the summons and complaint for your case are sufficient. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation. If both parties are interested in that, the court can help set that up. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means the case would get dismissed, in which case we would file something called a conditional order of dismissal. We would either assist you in filing it or see that it got filed. This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. Your rent is $322 per month. And I'm not clear what the arrearage is at this time, Mr. Bucklin.
I confirmed with the apartment complex earlier that it's $888.
That's through July.
How is that $888 when I pay rent every month?
Time to break this one down. This hearing kicked off the landlord-tenant docket with a familiar face Miss Long's returning before Judge Middleton in a rent-related dispute with the Sturgis Housing Commission. From the top, Judge Middleton maintained his usual composed, even-tempered presence, clearly outlining Miss Long's legal rights and available resources. He was respectful, thorough, and even a little chatty in his opening remarks, shouting out birthdays and weather reports before diving into the case. As always, it set a surprisingly friendly tone for what is typically a tense proceeding. Miss Long's joined via the courthouse's conference room, possibly in anticipation of a legal aid consultation, though Meg from legal aid was noted as not yet present. When asked about the arrearage, Mr. Bucklin, appearing for the landlord, confirmed it had reached $888, a number that immediately prompted confusion from Miss Long's, who insisted she had paid rent each month. Her tone reflected a genuine disbelief, not belligerence, and her comment hinted at a disconnect that likely goes deeper than just dollars and cents. This wasn't a shouting match. It was more of a puzzled, semi-frustrated exchange, with Miss Long's once again trying to square her memory of payments with the ledger reality. Judge Middleton, unfazed and calm as ever, didn't rush to judgment, instead offering resources like mediation, legal aid, and payment support programs, all while walking her through the legal rights she had as a tenant, while the confusion around payments lingered, particularly with the distinction between what was paid and what was owed. Judge Middleton's patient handling made it clear this wasn't about villainizing anyone. It was about clarity, resolution, and ensuring both sides were heard. All in all, the hearing reflected what this courtroom often does well, keeping things grounded, respectful, and solution-focused, even when tensions and totals don't seem to add up. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one,